Let's discuss further with Gina Loudon now. She serves on the Trump for President Media Advisory Board. Gina, listen, is this much ado about nothing? After all, she is a senior advisor to the president.
She is, and I find it interesting, if you saw any other woman advocating for women on a global scale the way Ivanka Trump is, everyone on the left would be celebrating her, and the media included. But in this particular case, because she happens to be a Trump daughter, and I think the left is just so desperate, especially considering the debates the other night and the cast of characters they have for presidential nominees, I think that they're just trying to make something out of nothing. So answer to your question, yes.
Gina, still there are some of the critics out there who watched the video that we showed just a moment ago, say that it really was awkward and that she appeared to be out of her depth. What do you say to them?
Well, I don't think so at all. You have to remember she's the one who championed the 100% child tax credit that we now enjoy as women. She's the one who's championed stopping human trafficking, which affects women in devastating ways, as we know. She's helped to create hundreds of thousands, if not millions of jobs in her capacity, advocating for women in the workplace, both domestically and abroad. And so I don't think she's out of her league with a group of other people who are leaders in their own capacity. I think she's definitely demonstrated she's a leader. And again, I think if she were anyone with any different last name, everyone would be celebrating her efforts.
Now, we have Congresswoman OCASIO-CORTEZ, as we know, no stranger to speaking her mind or tweeting her thoughts, who tweeted, "Being someone's daughter actually isn't a career qualification," using the hashtag unwanted Ivanka, as we've mentioned. That's trending as well. What's your reaction to AOC weighing in on this whole thing?
Well, it's interesting that someone with a 30% approval rating in their own district, someone who's, I guess, pre-qualifier for Congress was being a bartender, who, by the way, has created how many jobs? I think none, who has been demonstrated again and again her own inadeptness at performing the job which she's been elected to do. It's interesting that she would choose to attack someone who's been so tremendously successful in so many different facets of life, from business to her role in the administration as a senior advisor to her capacity at the G20, where she was advocating for women. Again, I would ask, would AOC be criticizing any other woman doing and saying the things that Ivanka is saying if her last name weren't Trump? And then that exposes her hypocrisy.
Now, very quickly, though, listen, she's a senior advisor. She's not a diplomat. Ivanka and her husband, fellow senior advisor Jared Kushner, both joined her father at the meeting with Kim Jong-un in the demilitarized zone. So, I mean, I suppose the question that I'm asking, and that maybe a lot of people might want to know, is that appropriate with the leader of a foreign nation, especially one who the U.S. is not on the best of terms with?
Well, I think in that particular situation, I would defer to the leader of the free world, who has accomplished more as president in just his couple of short years than any president that I remember, at least in my lifetime. And so I think that we can leave it in his capable hands to decide who's going to be with him where. And I think that we should be gathering as Americans and advocating for some sort of agreement that denuclearizes North Korea. I think this is a very exciting time to be alive, and I wish more Americans could celebrate that as Americans rather than looking for something to criticize.
Gina Loudon, it's great to see you as always. Gina, thank you so much for your time.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.